And we're back to another Prem predictions video. We got game week 33. Last game week at the stinker. Just before we get to those, I want to ask everyone if they could please subscribe and like the video if they're watching. And I'll hand over to our winner, Max. Go on.
Thank you. Thank you. This is another great victory for me. Sorry, camera was a little out of shot. What can I say, boys? It's what I do. I mean, I've won before the Newcastle Palace game has even happened, which is tomorrow. So, I mean, I'm shining. But look, let's not get into that because we all know that I'm eventually gonna win by the end of this whole season. Let's just get straight into the first match, which is Brentford versus Brighton. Brentford Brighton is going to be an interesting game because the last two times these two teams have played, it was like a 0-0. And obviously they're both not really in like great form. It's one win in the last five for both teams. So it's just like, pick and choose, I feel like this game is. So I'll just go for a 1-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I feel like it'll be a very close game for some reason. It's just
Yeah.
giving me one of those like gritty games everyone's gonna like fight hard for. And I can't quite pick a winner for myself either. So I'm just going one.
Yeah, I've just gone with the home team. It's always a tight game, so yeah, 2-1 for me, 2-1 for Brentford.
Cool.
West Ham versus Southampton. I've gone for a 3-1. I mean, they're relegated, so it's not hard for me to say who will win. I think Southampton, they can get a goal. They've shown a bit more fight than other teams who are getting relegated, apart from actually no, Ipswich have shown more fight, but I reckon 3-1 to West Ham.
Well, do do relegated teams who relegate their manager, do they even get a manager bounce, or is it just like a uh, that's
Did they
just like
sack their manager?
yeah,
He
yeah,
left.
Oh,
It
did they?
was he left. He left. I think he left by mutual agreement or something.
I
basically
don't know.
that's
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't
Pity him.
not too much to really say here. You are right. I was just mentioning the manager boost because I was wondering what you guys thought because look, they lost the last game 3-0. I don't know how many games they've lost 3-0, but I think it's going to be another one. 3-0 West Ham,
Yeah.
Bowen, Magic.
See, I've gone for Southampton to score a goal. I've gone 3-1, just like Lucas. But it's also because it's 17th place West Ham, who I don't really think will do much. But I do think they'll win, but that's
I
your
think
rivals, man.
I think the quality between like Southampton and everyone else though is actually so great.
Yeah.
But I
I feel
respect
like
that.
if they score a win, if they score a win, they score a goal, they can count that as a win. Yeah.
They're still getting relegated. I'm not
Look,
sure if
man,
they take
look, man,
Exactly.
that.
look,
Standards are low, right? Either
take
way, either way, either
True.
way, either way. I'll move us. I'll move us on. Next up, we got Everton versus Man City. I don't know why. Everton, they've been getting like some results in their favour. I mean, they got W over Forest, I think it was last week.
yeah.
And they drew versus Arsenal. So I'm going to go with them getting a point again. I'm going to go 1-1. It's also at home. So.
Yeah, this game will be quite close between the two teams. Yeah, I don't know about this one because especially because it's at Goodison too. But
Yeah.
you know what? Despite not having Haaland, I still feel like Man City are like it's not really like they're finding great form, but they did slap Palace up even though they conceded. I think they'll get a narrow 2-1 victory.
Yeah, I mean that draw before, so a game before, was against United in the derby, and this is a 0-0, so you can't really put that against City. They've got Marmoush's on form flying right now. So I've gone for City, even though it's at Goodison. I reckon City edge them out. So 2-1, 2-1 to City.
Yeah, and you know what? That makes good sense. Oh, my poster just fell. That is so sad. Sorry, just a little segue. All right, let's go on to Crystal Palace versus Bournemouth. Obviously Palace did get that loss, but they've only had like three losses in 2025. Like they've been quite good. This is a Bournemouth team who very much in recent form haven't found form, but Semenyo did get that very early goal to get them the victory. Uh, this game's going to be incredibly close. Again, I feel like this is a very close weekend. Uh, mm, I'll go for 1-1 because I'm undecided. I'll go for 1-1.
I'm not lie. I've got Palace. I've got Palace. I don't know. they're playing good football right now. So I'm gonna, in my mind, they're gonna get the dub. So 2-1.
Understand.
Yeah, I mean Bournemouth they beat Fulham the other day, but Fulham very inconsistent. Bournemouth have definitely not been consistent. So I'm gonna say Palace. They just lost to City, who are not a bad team. So I'm gonna say Palace get it done. Palace get 2-1. And that moves us on to Villa. Just seeing them at the time of this recording lose to PSG very narrowly. So I couldn't really blame anyone for rooting for Villa, but I'm going for Newcastle. I just think Newcastle got the better of them. They're flying in the Premier League. Is Eddie Howe going to be back? I have no clue, but I'm going to say 2-1 to Newcastle.
Yeah, Newcastle have actually been just excellent, really, especially in the last couple of weeks. In the for a fight for top four. They are, well, I guess top five now because five are for Champions League. But obviously Newcastle have had the better of Villa in the last couple of matchups anyway. A 5-1 win, 3-1 win, 3-0 win. I think, despite all of that, I did see Villa's home form earlier in like all competitions. I don't think they've lost in, I don't know, maybe it was like 10 games plus. It was quite impressive. I think I'll go for something that I don't think anyone else is going for. I'll go for a 2-1 Aston Villa victory. Spice it up.
But
See, I've gone for a Villa as well, right? I've gone 3-2 Villa. They've just been knocked out of the Champions League. We always said, I mean, not we, but at least I said, they probably prioritize the Champions League over like Premier League. They're over now, and they've just gone out at home. And their next game is at home. I think they're just gonna have to show their fans, we still got it. We can still get Champions League next year. And this game is fucking massive for the Champions League qualifications. So I've gone 3-2 Villa. And with that, I'll move us on to Ipswich versus Arsenal. Ipswich played great against Chelsea, which I hate to say. They did get a 2-0 deficit at first half, then obviously we came back through. But against Arsenal, I feel like Arsenal is still obviously still way better than Chelsea, so they have that high quality, and I think they will lose to Arsenal 4-1. And I'm
Yeah,
also hating on Ipswich because they piss me off.
Ipswich, I mean, they're an interesting team. I mean, they drew to Chelsea. They lost to Wolves and then they beat Bournemouth. All of them aren't like Wolves aren't the best team. Chelsea and Bournemouth aren't really in good form. So I think Arsenal have got the better of them. I think it's pretty easy for me to say that. I'm going to say 2-1 to Arsenal.
yeah, okay, I'm going to agree with that. I'll go for a 2-0 Arsenal win. Ipswich have been obviously they have done well against Chelsea this season, and they got a win against Bournemouth maybe not too long ago in that 2-1 victory, but I think this Arsenal team will be too much for them defensively. They're just like too compact, too good. So yeah, 2-0 Arsenal. All right, and then that would take us to the next game, which is Manchester United versus Wolverhampton Wanderers. Yeah, I said the whole thing for no reason. Wolves have got like what they got 4 wins in their last four, just four in a row. Obviously, they got the draw before, so that's 13 points in 15. Wolves, they won the last game between them and Manchester United 2-0. So this is going to be quite an interesting one. I reckon with the momentum that Wolves have, they're really going to they're really going to feel and believe that they can win at Old Trafford. So I understand if you all are going to say that, but I'm actually going to go for a 2-1 Manchester United win because they have the ability to do it. I know they're like 14th, but they have the ability sometimes to just turn it on. And I think Wolves are going to pay the price this week.
I've gone for a draw, and you know what? This is a massive game in the battle for 16th, 15th, 14th. So it's going to be an interesting one. And I do think United at home will hold on to a point for some reason. I don't know why. That could come back to bite me. But
Why didn't you say seven?
There's always a way to drop in Tottenham in there, but
Why didn't
I
you
didn't
say
even talk about Tottenham.
you
14th,
said 4?
15th, 16th, yeah.
It is. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
What
A
about
battle.
17, bud?
Do you want to be joined in 17?
No, we
Actually, I
can.
should count 17 because West Ham's going to win versus United. So, yes, 17, 16, 15. Fuck 14. You're
Mm,
going down a spot, man.
Gosh. All right. Well, I've gone for Wolves to take the victory. They are flying. I don't care if it's at Old Trafford. United have been poor. Any faith in them is, I believe, misplaced because you can say, I believe they can do this, they can do that. Relative it is, they are 14th, and
Mm.
so I mean, Wolves aren't better, but they're the ones in form. So I'm going with Wolves. Wolves 2-0. Which moves on to Fulham versus Chelsea, another London derby. I think 2-1 to Fulham. I think this will be a good game. I think it could go either way. Fulham. Did they win their last game? I don't think they did. I think they lost. Um, but Chelsea aren't in form in the race for the Champions League. I don't think. I don't think they gonna get it with competition so high. But I'm gonna say 2-1 to Fulham.
Yeah, Marcus Silva really does give any team a hard challenge, especially in a derby like this. Just for like the closeness for the derby aspect and the fact that Chelsea are going to want to win this. I feel like this is a game where it's likely that points are shared. So I think I'll go 2-2. I think it'll be a fun game this weekend.
The out of our remaining games, we got Fulham, Everton, Liverpool, Newcastle, United, Forest. So it's pretty rough. And I think we have to get a victory at Fulham. We have to go for 3 points. However, we are not going to do that, in my opinion. I think I'm gonna go for 1-1. I don't know what it is. It's just it's not looking good. All I can say. It's not looking good. It's not like they're not even showing me like things to get me excited for next season. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like we only look good against fucking Conference League people. And that has been barely for some reason. But you need it's weird because Chalobah like during the he was playing right back, but he wasn't in the right back positions at all, so which cost us a goal last game. And the managers, I don't know. I'm starting to turn on
Mm.
real.
It's starting to
And
turn him for
either way,
half the season.
Yeah, Maresca Ball's finally lost. Most Chelsea fans I know say that your season got worse when they implemented this tactics.
yeah, it's weird, right? He's also not like getting the best out of Cole Palmer, which is like annoying a lot of people out.
Need that, so
And it's quite weird because he keeps playing mid or left mid, and that annoys me as well because he's
yeah.
so much better on the right side. Either way, I'll move on. I mean, get me out of my misery. And we got Leicester versus Liverpool. I mean, it's Leicester, it's Liverpool, top of the league versus a relegated team. So one of the 4-0.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels bad. We're not really going to cover this one too much because I feel like we're just going to breeze past this. But yeah, no, best team in the league versus honestly, if they didn't have such a like a great early start, they're in contention for the worst team in the league too. Like they've been so bad. So yeah, 3-1.
Yeah, I'm just gonna concur. I think they scored two though. They scored two against Brighton, so why can't they do it against Liverpool? But I'm gonna say three
Liverpool are the
three two.
champions.
You might have a point there, but I'm gonna say anyway 3-2 to Liverpool.
You know what? I respect that. Let's go to let's go to a topic none of us want to talk about. Tottenham
I want to
versus
talk about it.
Nottingham Forest. I'm going to be brief about this just due to I'm going to be delusional. That's right. You're hearing from me right now. I don't think this is going to happen, but I don't care. I think we're going to win 3-2 off pure delusion. I'm not talking about any, just pure delusion.
Anyways, I hope it happens because we need like other Champions League like oh, I can't speak. Champions League rivals to drop points. I
Yeah.
hope it happens, but seeing that it's Tottenham, it's not gonna happen. 2-0 for us.
See, I agree with you, Shayan. I think exactly the same. I think it's gonna be 2-0 to Forest. Uh
I think
Delusion
it's sacked after
has
this.
there is delusion, and then I can't be delusional anymore. I think the delusion has been drained from me. Like it's very bad.
I mean, part of this game will be curious anyway because we got Frankfurt on Thursday. If we get knocked out by Frankfurt, Ange will get sacked before the game. I think that's a fact.
Yes, yeah,
So
Yeah, but is Ryan Mason Ball gonna like
yeah,
be interviewed?
I don't know just because obviously new thing everyone
it's
wants to.
possible.
It's not
Well,
new. It's happened like 3 times.
I know, but it's new to some of them. It's not new to me, but it's new to some of them. So it could happen. It could happen. But Yeah, probably won't.
Yeah. Anyway, on to City, another City game against Aston Villa. I think, this will be a very, very fun game to watch. Or it could be extremely boring. I could be wrong, but I think it will be. I'm going to say 2-1 to City. I think it's going to be a bit tight, but I think it's going to be a lot of free-flowing football.
Yeah, I think I will essentially match that, but I'll just go for an extra goal, really, 3-1, just because I don't know. Despite everything that's happened this season, I never really want to go against Man City, and it's still the same because
Yes.
if they are going to be the team that we know them to be, you never want to go against them. So I'll go 3-1.
You're right with this game. I'm a bit conflicted because this is a massive game again for race for top five, and I would like both teams to lose, but can't get that, can I? So I'm gonna pick City, which I think they're gonna get Champions League anyway. So, but yeah, sure. You run off with it, and I've gone 2-0 City. But I wouldn't mind if the game got cancelled. I would
Valid.
love it.
Cancelled.
Cancel the rest of the season. -3 points for each teams. Either
Wow.
way, either way. The second Arsenal game of the week, and this is the last one we're doing. Arsenal versus Palace, and I think it's gonna be a draw. I'm going bold. I'm going 1-1.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can see that, to be fair, because again, obviously, Palace have only lost 3 times this season. This is before obviously they play against Newcastle tomorrow and before they play Bournemouth. I don't know, man. Like again, I'm really just going for like an Arsenal win and a clean sheet, just because they don't really concede much. And we'll see what happens with their Europe because it's a Premier League in Europe for them right now. So, but no,
Real Madrid incoming. So
yeah, but I reckon at home this Palace team won't be able to cope. So yeah, 2-0.
I mean, I see where you're coming from with the draw, but I think Arsenal just got the better of Palace. It's not really. For me, I think, you just got to go with the stronger team. So 3-2 to Arsenal.
I don't know.
and to wrap up the video, I will say the thing.
Mm.
It's time to pick the double captains.
You said
I'll go
the pick.
first. I'm not like I'm cowering out. I am being a bitch. I'm going for Liverpool Leicester. Oh no. Give me the
You.
extra point. I need it. I've had a stinker the last few weeks. So it's time to come back.
I mean, I respect it. So, in with that being said, I'll just go for West Ham versus Southampton. Even though West Ham could concede, I'll just go for a 3-0. You
I
bitch me,
mean,
bitch.
yeah. I mean, since I couldn't put my confidence in Tottenham this week, I put it in Wolves, a team which is stronger and better than us right now. So 2-0 is going to happen.
In
And Leo
instead,
hasn't picked his double captain, so we'll just go with Liverpool. He gets the BTEC one.
yeah.
And either way, well, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Let us know your predictions in the comments, and see you on the next one.
Bye.
Woo.